This is our third seed, has a good chance of taking home the title. It's a middleweight robot. It's a sort of box wedge-shaped robot with all the advantages of a wedge for tipping opponents over. Powered by a 24-volt sealed lead-acid battery. Unseeded this robot, but showing a lot of potential. It's a heavyweight robot. This robot, one of the box wedge designs, a variation on the old favourite, as you can see. Powered by a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery. Armoured in steel and very resilient to being cut or burnt. It's armed with a spike trap to pin and push opponents. Cost an absolute fortune to build this robot. Let's hope it was worth it for them. Very highly rated robot, this one. It's seeded second. It's a super heavyweight robot. It's a wedge-shaped robot, a very popular shape, allowing them to drive in under other robots. Relying on a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery for power, armoured in Kevlar. It's armed with a custom-made carbon steel cutting disc, which the team claims will cut through almost anything. It's armed with a vicious spring-powered axe. It's armed with a 15-centimetre titanium ramming spike. This is one of the most expensive robots we have competing today. Nothing was too good for this team. Be wary near the skylight, otherwise you might be dropping in on someone unexpectedly. The fans can blow you upwards if they have enough power, so be careful, otherwise you might end up a floating duck. The sides of the building make a great place to push robots off. Be wary though, or you may end up as street pizza yourself. The generators are brimming with electricity to power all that neon. They can give you a nasty shock if you get too close. Three, 2, 1, activate! Mind the gap! Those fans can really pump out some wind. The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. The titanium armour not as effective against that impact as they'd like. Not too easy to cut into titanium armour. The steel armour giving it some defence against the attack. The aluminium armour not much defence against this kind of attack. Bumping and banging. Not a lot of damage so far. The impact, not really hurting. Needs more force behind it to damage something as tough as this. The armour holding out well against the charge. That won't lift anything anymore. Look at Shunt's axe gleaming. He's just raring to go. They can't right themselves here. I'm afraid it's game over. Not too difficult to cut into the Kevlar armour with the right weapon. This is classic Robot Wars. The steel taking the punishment well so far. Taking a bit of a battering as it pushes it all over and tries to topple it. The aluminium shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. Cease!
Prepare yourself.
3, 2, 1, activate! They want a Turkish bath? They're getting very close to those steam vents. The steel armour giving it some defence against the attack. The Kevlar armour giving it great protection though. The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. Straight through into the room below, but they don't cause any damage there. Cease!
Prepare yourself.
Great things are expected from this robot, seeded as it is first in the competition. It's a super heavyweight category robot. It's a sort of box wedge-shaped robot with all the advantages of a wedge for tipping opponents over. A 24-volt sealed lead-acid battery, the power behind this robot. Armoured in heavy steel. It's armed with a heavy-duty torch cutter designed to blast molten metal and gas at extreme temperatures. Quite literally, the cutting edge of weapons technology. No expense spared on this robot. Let's hope the results live up to expectations, or someone's going to want a refund. If it can't win, maybe it'll just arrest the other robots for dangerous driving. Three, two, one, activate! Watch out! Things can get a bit steamed up. The crowd are wondering what's happened here. This isn't what they came to see. They want maiming and slaughter. The armour holding out well against the charge. The steel armour quite resistant to the flame. A gentle push there. That won't do much damage. Mind the gap. Doing their best to push it against any obstacle they can find, but nothing damaging it so far. Its lifting days are over for this battle. The steel taking the punishment well so far. They can't right themselves. Something's wrong. It looks like they're out of the contest. Those fans can really pump out some wind. Tough steel armour, making it harder to cut into, of course. The layer of steel over the robot's body, deflecting some of the damage. Oh, this could hurt if Shunt sticks his axe in. Might want to keep away from that generator. I wouldn't like to be... Cease!
Prepare yourself.
Definitely in with a chance of surprising everyone, this robot, unseeded today. It's a heavyweight category robot. This wedge shape, very popular among our roboteers, gives them the advantage of being able to get in underneath and tip opponents, of course. Powered by a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery. Armoured in aluminium. It's armed with a petrol-driven chainsaw. It's armed with a lawnmower blade powered by a 2-stroke petrol engine. The team also say that a huge amount of money's been spent building this robot. Let's see how that helps in the arena then. It even has a clown's hooter to taunt its opponents. Three, two, one, activate! Do they want a Turkish bath? They're getting very close to those steam vents. Not a lot happening here. The crowd want more action. Getting a bit close to the generators there. They might get a bit of a shock. The aluminium armour, not much defence against this kind of attack. The armour holding out well against the charge. The chainsaw having great difficulty getting through that armoured shell. The chainsaw moves in. You can see the damage starting to show. Here comes the spike again. Could be in for a shunting. Not enough to hurt. The spike not piercing it. The axe slamming in on the attack. The steel resisting the blade so far. The aluminium shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. Mind the gap. They're lying on their back like a turtle in the sun. I'm afraid they can't seem to get back up. It's turtle soup for them. They've made robot pizza of themselves. Oh, not very clever really, was it? Not very nice to look at either. Cease!